Hello my friends, today I'm going to show you the best way to do a reset password with Supabase. I don't know why, but most of the tutorials about resetting password with Supabase is the same logic, and I will show you and I will tell you why this is bad. So this is the common workflow that I could find on the YouTube tutorials. The workflow begins like this. So this is your website, you go to the login page, there is the input for email and the password reset button. So you click on the password reset, you input your email. That sends a reset email. So here's the link, you click and you see the URL for this path is just password reset. Then you click on the reset link, you go to password reset, and that's not a protected route, that's not your unique URL, so this is the common URL. You can even go later on this URL without going to the reset password process. Then there is a form with email and password, you validate and you change your email. Then it updates on the database and you are redirected to the login form. So that works, but that's horrible. Why is that horrible? Because when you are here, as I told you, you can access this URL from everywhere. You are not required to go with the reset password button. So you can go here and reset the password for every user, you know, the email. And that's also what I found on the comments. So you can see the comments on YouTube videos. Everyone is showing the same issues. Everyone is pointing the issue that if you know the email, you can change the email of everyone. And the author of the video, which is a very good creator that taught me a lot. But on this part, I can't agree with him. But the answer was, if somebody knows your email, yes, you are fucked up, like your credit card or steal your phone. I don't think it's a good answer because, for example, in my app that I'm building, it's a marketplace for tutor and students. And when you contact your students, you send them mails. So if you send them mails, they have your mail. And I don't want my students or a teacher to reset password for each other. So that's for me the horrible workflow for reset password. And now that's my actual workflow. I mean, that was my actual workflow that I found that's more secure. But I will tell you that it's still vulnerable and I will tell you why. So that's my workflow. So it starts the same with the password reset. You have to enter the mail. I didn't put, but there's input form for email that sends a reset email. So it searches obviously in the database if this email exists. And in the link you receive, there is your user UUID. But if someone can access your mailbox, you are fucked. I mean, for every reset password logic we can have, if someone has access to your mailbox, you are fucked. That's a fact. But here you have your user UUID in the link to reset your password. When you click here, that's a dynamic route. For example, if your user ID is 123456, it's UID, it's not like that, but it doesn't matter. It's a dynamic route. So when you go here, I can search in the param the user ID, and then I can search in the database, who are you? And you don't have to input your email because I know already you are this user. Then you input your password, you validate, and it updates and redirect to your dashboard. So that works perfectly. But the issue with that is it's vulnerable to brute force. Since the user ID is here, it's vulnerable for brute force. So you will tell me the UUID is very secure, and I agree. But brute force can happen, and I don't want it to happen. So I found the best way to do that, and I will show you if I can find here. Yes, here. So the best workflow to do so. It begins always the same. You click on the password reset, it sends an email reset, and in the email reset there is this variable token. I will show you later what this is and how to implement it. So this is the token. So the token is already generated. You can't see that like that, but the token is uniquely created when you click on the reset password. And when you click on this email, it actually it doesn't generate at this step. It generates on the reset email step, but it just go to this API route on the URL. I will show you in detail later. In this API route, it validates if the token is good or not, and it's one-time token. So if you go on this route and you re-click on the email, it won't work. It's just a one-time token. So you click on the link, you're redirected to an API route, and you don't even notice because it's an API route that will redirect you if it's good. So if the token is good, you're already logged. So if you're not logged, you click on the reset password, API route, you are logged, same process as a magic link. And then when you are logged, you go to this password reset route. It's a protected route, so you can't access this route if you're not logged. And then the database knows you, and you have to input your password to validate, and the process is the same. So you update on the database and you go to your dashboard. That's the most secure way to reset your password, because you can't brute force that, because your UID doesn't appear on the URL and the token can be used only once. So for brute forcing, you have to spam reset password for every email you could find, and it doesn't work because there is a rate limit for each email, and I will show you that. So now let's go on the code. So let's just create a new Next.js app. So YouTube password reset. Yes. It's Next.js 15. It works with Next.js 15. And you will see, I don't know why, I will show you the CLI of Supabase doesn't work properly. I don't know why. I will show you. Okay, I'm in. And so now, how did I call you? YouTube password reset. Let's open Cursor. Okay, so now I'm in Cursor. Let's initiate Supabase, because we will use the CLI on Supabase, and I will show you actually how to send and test your emails on the CLI. If you are developing with Supabase, don't develop in prod because it's not a good practice to do. So nps Supabase init. Okay, no, I'm not using Dino. Okay, so that just created a Supabase here with the config toml, and I don't know why. That's what I will show you. Normally when I do that it works, but on this last update of Supabase, the config, I should actually investigate what changed on the config.toml, but it doesn't seem to be working properly. I don't know, I didn't have any bug, but I don't like errors. Let's everything do its work, and it will start the Supabase. Okay, it is done. So when it is done, you can go to your studio URL, to this URL. You can set localhost, and it looks like that, and it works. Okay, so I have my Supabase instance. So now the next step is just follow this clear instruction for your Next.js app to auth people with the app router. And I will pass that. I will just follow these steps and we will see what it does. So that's it. I followed the steps. So I did client, server, middleware, everything. I changed a bit the middleware, but I will tell you later what I did. That's the middleware that I added also. I added the login with action and page of the Supabase tutorial. So let's see if this works. So I add, sorry, I didn't set the good variables. So let's find the variables. So the enum key is this one here, and the service role key is this one. Okay, let's save it, and now I think it should work. Why an error? Okay, so let's go to the login page. So I will zoom in a bit. The UI is horrible, but we don't care about the UI in this tutorial. So I set my email here and my password here. So up, I'll sign up, and it should work. And did it work? We will see here. In my local database authentication, it works. Okay, so now the auth part works, but now let's see what happens when I do the password recovery. So it sent a password recovery, but I don't have an email provider on the CLI. So in this tutorial, I didn't tell you, but I will also show you how to check your emails with the CLI of Supabase. So the in bucket is where your emails are sent. So let's open this. Let's open. Okay. Open here, and you can monitor. This is the email that I received on my mailbox, that it should happen on the prod version. Okay, follow this link. Okay, that's the default behavior, and that doesn't work at all. So it redirects me to this page, and it obviously doesn't work. You have your token here, and it is just by default, but it doesn't work. I will just copy paste the code that I already did, and I will tell you what it changes. Okay, so what I did is to add the API route that I told you before here. Let's see, where was my extra row? Here, the API route. So I implemented this part. So let's see this part. So it's just a simple API route that search the token and search the next for the redirection we will have. And the logic is very simple. So you have to set to get the token hash, and Supabase has a verify OTP function that you can use to see if the token is good or not. If there is no error, you redirect to the redirect URL you set in your URL, and you will see what URL I am talking about. And if there is an error, you redirect to this page, and I don't have this page, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so now how do we customize the template for the reset password and how you can set a token hash on the URL of the redirect URL. So obviously we will do that on the CLI and on the prod version. So I am not using the hosted Supabase instance, I am using the self-hosted Supabase instance. I will show you how to do it on the self-hosted instance. And to be honest, on the hosted instance is quite the same, but much more easier since you have URL templates for the emails. So just fetch that and you will see the template you will write. So everything except the template logic for the email is quite the same. So let's see how we do it for now in the CLI Supabase. So for that you have to fetch to search for the config.toml, and then it will tell you here, where is it? Storage, auth, yes, auth.email, auth SMS, where is it? It should tell me, yes, here. So this part is uncommon to customize email templates. So you can see this email template is for the invite part. So it doesn't provide any email reset password for recovery. So as I search on every Supabase documentation I could find, and for the recovery, it's just this up here to right. So it's auth.email.template.recovery, and subject is reset your password on this YouTube tutorial. Let's see that tutorial. And here, the content path is the path to your email template. So for now, I have to create I already have my reset template, recovery template. So for the CLI part, you have to create here. I did a templates, and actually that's it. And in here, I have to create a recovery, sorry, .html, and that's it, and that's my code. So now let's study the URL of the reset password link. So that's that random HTML. You can customize it however you want, but that's the interesting part. So that's my website URL, and you will see later. You can hard code it in your URL. It doesn't matter, but there is a variable for your site URL, so you can test it on the CLI and then push it to prod without even without even worrying about the URL. Then the API route that I told you, API auth confirm, and that's exactly the route that we have here. Then the token hash, and that variable is the token hash that will be created by Supabase and then verified by Supabase. Then the type is recovery, and this is the URL that we will be redirected. We didn't create it yet, but we will do that. And as you can see here, we are searching for token hash and then verify OTP with token hash for the type of recovery. So that's the template part for the CLI. I will tell you just after the prod part. So now we have to set this page 2. So what I did was the page 2 here, I just created before and I will just paste here. What does it do? It just take the input of the password and then update password using Supabase update password function that I put here. Update password, you have the email password, and then it's just a password with the message. Actually, I like to return a message for every function like that, but I didn't implement any UI logic to say, hey, it's okay or not, because now we're not focusing on the UI, we are focusing on the logic. And we will see here, I told you before, I changed a bit the middleware, and I will show you what what did I change. I change here, if there is no user and the URL starts with page 2, you will be redirected to login. So that's my protected page that we will have, that we will access. So let's see that, localhost /page 2, and I should be, oh, maybe I'm logged, I don't know. No, I'm not logged. So I am now redirected to login. Then I will also add something. I will add in my layout. So I change my main layout to show on every page if I am logged or not. So first I create a client for Supabase. I fetch the user. If current user, first I say there is no user. If there is a user, I am the user, and if not, user is null. So user is logged in at if there is a user, and if user is not logged in. So let's see in action. User is not logged in. If I log in, what was my mail already? Back down. Okay, so let's put my mail. Okay, I still can't see. And it works. I am logged in, and now I can access to page 2 and page 2 it's just the protected page to update my URL for this user. Sorry, it's very small. So here I am logged. So now let's just update the main page to have this up on here also. Okay, what is it? Okay, so I need ChatCN for that. Okay, so I just did some bit of logic. So I installed ChatCN extra. I just updated my homepage to have some little workflow here. So let's see, I just added some handle logout workflow here. So I can log out here. So now I am logged as Clactar. I can log out and I am not logged here. And you can see I can still not access to page 2 here because I am not logged. So I go back to the homepage and now there is the reset password button that I put. And what does it do? It just uses the reset password for email function of Supabase. But I don't know why. Normally there is the redirect to option we can put on this function, but it doesn't seem to work. If you know why, maybe tell me. So I tried to use it in various ways, but I didn't manage to make it work, but I don't know. You will see here I use page 1 to redirect, but you will see it won't work. I don't know why actually, but it doesn't matter. I hard-coded this email, but for now there is no user. I will create it later. So that's it. That's the workflow you can have for reset password. When you click on reset password, that's this function you will have to use on Supabase. Obviously, you won't hard-code the email like I did. You will have an input form to implement that, but I don't want to implement all that logic. We will just focus on the reset password logic. So as I told you, I don't have this user yet, so I will manually create it. So up, let's create a user that's very zoomed in. Up, add user, create new user. So that was +1. Up, I have my email. I will put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I will tell you why. So okay, I have my user created. Let's log in to see if it works. Password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and let's log in. I am logged. Okay, so now let's log out and let's say, oh, I forgot my password as the +1 user. I reset password. Okay, so what will happen here? Where is it? This is, so let's go now on the in bucket of Supabase, which is the email that should have been sent on the prod version, and that's the new email that I received. So let's see that. Let's see in plain text what the URL looks like. And that didn't work actually, because when I changed the config toml, I didn't reset the Supabase CLI. So Supabase stop and Supabase start. So to apply, oops, Supabase, sorry, Supabase. Okay, so I have an error because my template was not in the good Supabase folder. That was in my Supabase util folder and not Supabase CLI folder. Okay, so let's try again. Okay, that should work. Okay, so it finished. Let's now try again. Okay, so monitor, I should have nothing because I just reset my app. So up, let's refresh. I am still not logged in. Let's reset password. I have no UI to confirm that I clicked, but I don't care for now. Let's see, where is it? Where is it? In bucket here. I just received an email. So now let's see in the, oh, that's my, as you can see, that's my template. Reset password on this YouTube tutorial. This is the template that I use. And let's see in plain text. So that's my URL, sorry. The API auth confirm root and the token that Supabase just generated, and the recovery is the type is recovery, and the next path is actually, yes, here, page 2. That's where we will be redirected later. So I click here and we can see I am not logged in. Okay, so that actually didn't work because here I don't have my redirect URL. So I have to type localhost 3000, and here also, let me copy and paste here. And now that should work. So let's restart Supabase, stop and start. Okay, and we will see. I hope it will work. It should work, but I hope it will work. It is done. Let's see. I hope it will work. As I said, I don't have any mail. Let's go to localhost, not this localhost, 3000. Okay, I am logged. I will log out. I am not logged in. Let's click on reset password. Here I can see it worked. What is the URL? It's localhost this time. Let's pray, and it worked. Now I am logged as the +1 user, and I can update my password. Okay, I admit the UI is horrible, but it works. So let's, my password was 123456. Let's put it to 654321. update password, and it should have worked. So let's say I now want to log in, and let's log out first. Log out, log in, and the +1 and 654321, log in. It worked. So maybe you didn't catch it, but the protected page was the redirect page. So here I can go on this protected page because I am logged, but if I am logged out and I don't remember my password, let's say I go here, I can't log in. But if I say, yes, I want to reset my password, so let's go here, monitor, new reset form, up, let's go here, and I am redirected to the page 2, and I am automatically logged in. So now, what happens if I want to reuse this email? So let's log out. So let's log out. I don't send a new email. I will click on the same link that I had. Let's click here on this new Windows, and it doesn't work because the token is usable only once. And that's how you want your reset password email to be working. So that's for the CLI usage. So now if you have a hosted version of Supabase, you can just go to the authentication part, then to email template here, and you can change the template you will use to match the routes you want to use. So for the reset password, here that's actually where I would put my recovery that I have here. Where is it here, cursor? The recovery, sorry, I lost it, template here. I would just put this HTML here on the Supabase hosted instance. Here is just plain HTML, and that will work exactly the same. And also you have to configure, because I don't use hosted version very much, but I'm not very used to, but you have to configure, I don't remember where it is, you have to configure your own SMTP if you want to use a lot of email. I don't remember, but that's maybe the part for another tutorial if you're interested in. And now let's see the cool part with the self-hosted version of email templates. So for that, we have to do some preparations. Because for the self-hosted version, we will need a HTML online template. So the recovery here, HTML, let's put it in public folder. Let's say I want to have a template /recovery folder, and here paste it, recovery.html. Okay, and that will do the job. And so now I will cut, but all that I will do is just my application, put it on GitHub in order to self-host it on Codify. So that's just the boring part. And I already did a tutorial on how to self-host your Next.js 15 application on Codify using GitHub. You can watch it if you want to know exactly how to do it. Okay, so I finished, but I didn't deploy yet because I will need my future Supabase environment keys, the anon key, the URL. For now, I will just copy paste the domain here because I will need it for Supabase. So let's set up a new Supabase instance here, Supabase on this VPS here. Okay, and now is the tricky part. So you have to do some changes in order for it to work. So first of all, I will have to change some variables. So I have to change something. We will add a variable. So let's add one here. I prefer the developer view here. Let's put mailer website redirect URL. You can name it whatever you want, but just copy it because you will need it, and save it here. And we will have other things to do, don't worry. But for now, let's start by that and edit the compose file. And you will have to search, it's around the 200 line, I guess. Where is it? The go through, I can site URL here. And here you have to put the new URL of your website, because I don't know why by default the go through site URL is the variable of your template. So here in the template, the site URL here is this variable, go through site URL, and you want it to be your website URL. You don't want it to be the URL of your API instance, because it won't work. So we save it here. Okay, saved. And I think if I remember, I had an issue because no, that's okay. Now let's put the SMTP, because for the CLI part, we didn't need an SMTP server because everything happened on the port 5424, I don't remember, but it was on the browser. We didn't really receive any mail. But now on this prod instance of the self-hosted one, we will need to receive some emails. So since I'm using Hostinger for my SMTP, I will just put these informations on the variables here. So where is it? SMTP host, that was it? Yes, SMTP host, Hostinger, update, and the SMTP port number, that's here. Port number here, that wasn't the correct one, update. And now sender name, I can say Nico, let me write Nico dev. Okay, that should work, yes. SMTP user. So now the SMTP user and SMTP pass is your user and password from Hostinger. So I will put it. Okay, now the SMTP admin email is, I think, the email that will send you the mail that you will receive. And there is one more thing. It's the recovery here, URL path recovery. That's not that. Where is it? Recovery here, the template recovery. So that's what I was talking you about. And for that, we will have to remember what was the path that we put. So that's our website. So let's put our website here. And the path will be recovery. So the path will be this /template recovery. Template /recovery /recovery.html. I hope I didn't do a typo, otherwise it won't work, but it should work. It's template recovery. Okay, it should work. And there is the subject also, mail subject recovery. Hello from tuto. Okay, and that should work. Okay, so now let's deploy that. And for after, we will need the unknown key and the URL of Supabase. So I just wait a bit and I will copy paste these new variables to put them in my Next.js application. Okay, so that's it. So I put my website URL because that will be useful for the redirection. The unknown key, Supabase URL, that's the URL for your studio URL. I mean the URL that it provides you, and the role key of Supabase. I don't think I need the role key actually, but it may be useful for another use case. Okay, so let's deploy this, and again I will cut it. Okay, so it finished. It took an eternity to build, but let's do that. So now let's log in. I hope it will work. Let's do this. Up, sign up. It doesn't work. I don't know why. Okay, so it's weird. It doesn't work, but actually I have a record here, so it is connected. And let me check my, oh, I received an email, and that shouldn't work because I didn't configure this thing. Okay, so I will delete it and I will do another way. I will add user here. I don't know why I had to configure this, because usually it doesn't act like this. Okay, so now I will create this user that is hard-coded to reset password. So 1 2 3 4 5 6, create user, auto confirm user. So now I should be able to log here with 1 2 3 4 5 6. Something went wrong. What went wrong actually? Okay, so that wasn't a good website. So let's log in. 1 2 3 4 5 6, log in, and okay, that works. So now let's log out. Let's reset password, and I hope it will work. Okay, so I wait a bit. I should receive very soon an email on my mailbox. Okay, that took a bit longer than expected. That's my, that doesn't work. Yes, that's actually, you can see hello from tuto. That's my template, reset your password. And you can see here, there is the URL that should work because that's my website URL. And let's see. So I am not logged in. And when I will click here, I should be logged in. Yes, I am logged in and I can update my password. So let's say 654321, update password, and that should have worked. So let's say here, if I refresh, I should be yet logged in. I log out, log in with the same email and password 654321, and let's log in. It worked. And that's it, my friends. That's the best way to secure your reset password for your users. You don't want to have a form where they can input anyone's mail to reset password. I hope this was useful because that was a lot of work to fetch every data and look at how everything works. But I finally managed to do it, and I hope it will help you. I really appreciate every subscriber of this channel. Thanks for everything. I see you next.